About 10 miles from the unrest overnight in Brooklyn Center,
this is obviously a high-profile case.
This morning, Derek Chauvin's defense attorney asked the judge to sequester the jury.
I would note for the court that we have at least one juror who's a resident of that particular city and other jurors who have connections to Brooklyn Center.
The judge denied the motion.
I understand the argument from the defense that this now puts them even more ill at ease, but I think sequestering them would only aggravate that.
The prosecution then called its 36th witness, Chicago cardiologist Dr. Jonathan Rich.
I believe that Mr. George Floyd's death was absolutely preventable.
He testified that George Floyd's death was caused by low oxygen levels induced by Chauvin's restraint.
George Floyd did not die from a primary cardiac event, and he did not die from a drug overdose.
Next on the stand, Floyd's brother, Philonise.
He just knew how to make people feel better.
He was what's known as a spark of life witness, meant to show the jury more about Floyd's life and family.
As my mother, she's no longer with us right now, but as my oldest brother, George, I miss both of them.
The prosecution's final witness, Seth Stoughton, a national use of force expert from South Carolina.
It's clear from the number of officers and Mr. Floyd's position, the fact that he's handcuffed and has been searched, he doesn't present a threat of harm.
It's not clear how many witnesses the defense will call or whether Chauvin himself will testify. Chauvin's attorney has indicated he'll call at least one police officer back to the stand. But today the judge said he'll limit the questioning of Maurice Hall, the passenger in Floyd's SUV, who told the court he'll invoke the Fifth Amendment to avoid questions about whether he provided Floyd drugs. The prosecution now expects to officially rest its case tomorrow, Lester.
And Gabe, a few moments ago, I understand you spoke with the Floyd family. What did they have to say?
Yeah, Philonise Floyd told me it's been an extremely emotional day, and family attorney Ben Crump told me the family is outraged that another officer would be so reckless in the midst of this trial.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.